Hey guys, what's going on? It's Waldo. Today we're here for episode number 1 of that Madden 16 warm-up series that I was talking about. So basically, this is going to be a series you're going to see on this channel all the way up to Madden 16, and I believe the way I had it scheduled, it's going to go a couple days after Madden 16 is released, which is okay. But if you missed that vlog I did the other day, so basically this is going to be a fantasy draft franchise, and to be honest, there's no significance to me choosing the Lions. I just think, I just kind of, whatever. Because I know what team I'm going to use for my fantasy draft franchise in Madden 16, so I didn't want to pick them for this. And as you see here, I'm just setting up all the settings here. But if you missed that vlog, basically what I'm doing is a fantasy draft franchise, but all rookies from the 2015 draft class. I thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. On here, I believe I had injuries on. I'm actually going to turn those off. Just, I think it'll make, because this is only going to be one season, so I kind of want to see what would happen if like nobody gets injured, see how good this team can do. But yeah, that's kind of what the series is going to be. I actually have like scheduled out here. I don't think I'm going to do like a preseason thing because I don't know. I just feel like that's a waste of a video. So I think the next episode you're going to see is like the first game. So based on that, I think the last episode of this should be August 27th. Actually maybe August 29th. I don't know. But regardless, we're just going to jump right into this fantasy draft here. And as you see, I was an idiot. I was trying to sort by experience. But then I was like, oh, wait, no, it's right there. So I decided to sort by age for the majority of this, if not all of it. It would have been nice to have Levante David, but I ended up sorting by age. And you see Leonard Williams is youngest guy, and I believe he's actually the best rookie in this class. I'm using the Operation Sports. I think it's the Operation Sports rosters. I'm not so sure. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I think it's called like Thomas Draft 2015. At least it is on PS4. I don't know if it's on Xbox, but on PS4 it's Thomas Draft 2015. And I was looking through it. It's actually a really solid roster. Regardless, you saw there we took Leonard Williams with our first pick, and now I'm just kind of looking. I see Jameis Winston there, and when I say rookies, I did say it before, but like obviously I'm not going to take like Odell Beckham Jr. or any of those guys, because even though it says they're rookies, like I only wanted to take rookies from the 2015 class, and there's like one instance where I didn't, and you'll see why. But yeah, so I'm really excited about this series. I think it's actually going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are excited too. And who did we take there? Did we just take Shane Ray? Probably should be paying attention to this since I'm commentating over it. I believe we took Shane Ray there. We're gonna find out. Oh, and you see there at the bottom right, I was a dumbass and I forgot to pause the draft. So yeah, I eventually realized when I have like 8 seconds on the clock, I'm like, oh damn it, I forgot to pause it. Because that's like, if you guys have never done a fantasy draft, I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't, like the first thing you do is pause the damn draft. Like that's the number one. Like that's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. Like pause the draft, that way you don't get screwed. Okay, so here we're gonna take Eric Armstead with what pick was that? Our 5th round pick. All right, so now we're into round number 6. So I didn't get every rookie. Obviously, I should mention that. Like I didn't, because obviously some of the rookies were gone when it was my turn to pick. Like I didn't. Like off the top of my head, I didn't get Mariota. I didn't get Trey Waynes. I didn't get every rookie, but I tried to get as many as possible. And I mean, I got 53, so I think I did a pretty solid job in terms of getting rookies. I was a little worried that like I'd have to end up drafting like guys that weren't rookies, and I was going to be a little disappointed by that. But it actually worked out well to where I got rookies for every position, which I was pretty happy about. That'll just make this series hopefully more entertaining to watch. See here, I think we're actually going to end up taking Eddie Goldman. No, we're actually taking Kevin White. That's right. So I shorted up the wide receiver court. So I ended up getting Amari Cooper and Kevin White. And you're going to see, like, my wide receivers, they're actually pretty solid. You're going to see this here in because at several points during this video, or when I was drafting, I checked my roster because like I kept forgetting like, okay, what do I need? Like, do I need this? Do I need that? So I constantly checked like my roster. I believe here is when I took a halfback. I'm not too sure. Is this when I took Melvin Gordon? It is when I took Melvin Gordon. And I'll mention this right now too. So I did take Jameis Winston, but that doesn't mean he's going to start every game. So what I was thinking was, maybe start him the first game, and then what are the quarterbacks that I drafted? I drafted what's that guy's name? Damn, I drafted Hundley, but I drafted somebody before Hundley. Who was it? Oh, it's gonna kill me. I'm gonna have to wait to see who I picked as my second quarterback. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Who did I pick? Oh, Sean Mannion, the guy from, what was it, Oregon State, I believe. I picked him, and then I picked Hundley, so I was thinking maybe have Winston start, and then, like, if he does good, we'll keep on going with him, but if he doesn't, then I'll put Mannion in there, and if Mannion doesn't do good, I'll put Hundley in there. And I don't know, it's just a way so you guys can see, like, all the rookies on this team, because since injuries are off, like, I think it'd be a little, and you see we took Landon Collins there. I don't know if it'd be as entertaining if I just have, maybe it would, I don't know. Just having Winston in there for all 16 games, so, you might see Hundley or Mannion at some point during the season. Just to, mix it up a little bit. That's not me saying that they're better than Winston, that's just me trying to mix it up a little bit. Because obviously I'm not going to say this is like a BS, like, team, but I just kind of want to, like, have fun with this and mess around with it. Like, that Bengals fantasy draft franchise, like, that was, like, legit. That was, like, serious, like, okay, I'm going to go through every pick here, to think about it. If one guy's doing bad, I'll take him out. Like, I was really concerned taking Ponder out several times, but because Trent Richardson was doing so good, it didn't really matter who our quarterback was. We could have had to be honest, we could have put Brett Favre in there, and we still would have won games. But you see here, we're just checking out the roster. You see, we have Winston, we have Gordon and Gurley as our running backs. We have White, Cooper, Funchess, and I forget who that other one was. I think it was Dorsett. You see here, we have no offensive line. We do have Leonard Williams and Eric Armstead. We do have Dante Fowler Jr., Eddie Goldman. And we don't have any left outside linebackers. We have Shane Ray and Shaq Thompson at right outside linebacker. And we also have one member of the secondary, that is Landon Collins. So you see, we still have a pretty long way to go. Yeah, as I was saying, this is... Oh, and you see, this is when I was like, oh, damn it, I gotta pause the draft. Because you see it's ticking out. I'm like, oh, but please. But I paused it, and that's as close as we got there. So... yeah, like, I just want to have some fun with this. I think this is going to be a fun way to ease into Madden 16. I'm kind of looking forward to Madden 16. I think it's going to be a solid game. I think it'll be better than Madden 15, definitely. And, I actually was going to make a separate video about this, but I figured this video is like 30 minutes long or something. How long is it? I think it's like 32 minutes maybe. So I want to talk about, like, maybe, and I'm sorry I'm not talking about the fantasy draft, but there's not really, like, much, like, going through my mind when I make these picks. I'm just looking for, rookies from the 2015 class. Like, when it comes down to it, like, if they're, if I was comparing rookies, really whoever had the better stats, and I'm sure you guys are going to be able to tell that. And be sure to leave in the comments, actually, like, maybe a rookie I should have tried to draft that, was on the board when, like, I had my pick, but I chose someone else. And a couple of the guys I chose because, Eagles fans, like Eric Kendricks, brother of Michael Kendricks. At one point, I took cornerback Ja'Cory Shepherd. He's out of Kansas. I ended up taking Cody Parkey. That's the one 2015 rookie I didn't take. I believe. I don't know. Be sure to let me know in the comments, too, because I'm pretty sure, aside from Parkey and maybe my punter, that all these guys were 2015 draft class, like, guys. But be sure to let me know in the comments if I screwed that up. And no, okay, so that other wide receiver wasn't Dorsett. Who was that other wide receiver? It was Funchess, it was White, it was Cooper. Oh, this is gonna kill me. I think I actually checked my roster pretty soon. So, but yes, and this that's why I'm not gonna talk about the fantasy draft a lot per se, because, like, not much was like going on like through my mind. Like this is like gonna be like a really quick fantasy draft. Like you remember my Bengals one? That was like over an hour long. This one is it's definitely not gonna be that long. I mean, I just said it's like 32 minutes. Like this is just finding rookies from the draft class. It's not really like comparing. Oh, should I take this wide receiver or this wide receiver? Okay, let's do an in-depth analysis real quick. And so that's why I'm not going to really talk about the draft too much. I think I'm actually going to talk about like the games that have come out like in regards to sports because I've been watching like all the trailers when they come out, and I think it's actually going to be a pretty good year. So obviously MLB 15 the show that was a hit. Obviously there's some online issues, like there always are, but that really doesn't take away from the fact that MLB 15 the show is an incredible game. It's definitely one of my favorites. I mean, it's just so realistic. It's really crazy. So that was a hit, and now we're focused first on Madden, then on NHL, and then on NBA. And Madden, it's looking good. Like obviously, like I feel at some point like the biggest like complaint is going to be like how overpowered like some like because obviously this year was like the battle in the air, I guess, or air supremacy, I think they called it, or something. I forget, but like I think at one point the complaint's probably going to be how overpowered like some of these like incredible catches are. Like every time like somebody like a wide receiver makes this incredible catch, but it's actually looking like a really good game. Like I'm part of the like I'm in the minority too when I like I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Like I'm in the minority when I say that I usually don't have like much of a problem with Madden, right? So there's people that like constantly like badmouth it and hate on it, and there's so many things. And I usually just I'll buy it day or two after it comes out, pop it in the old PS4 or even back in the day PS3 PS2, and I just play. And I really don't like. I'm not really sure. Like I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Like I never really had like a problem with the series, to be honest. Like all these like I know a lot of other people like they have problems with it, and I mean that's fine. Like I'm not hating on them. Like obviously like there is some room for improvement. Don't get me wrong. Like this game could definitely be like a lot better. Like I think it definitely did trail off after. A lot of people say it trailed off after '05. I think it trailed off after '07. That was my favorite Madden game, '07, and then if I had to give my top three, I'd go '07, '05, and then I don't like maybe Madden 10 to be perfectly honest. But that's I mean like '05, like that was really like an innovation, like or like an innovator. Yeah, you could say because that franchise mode it was so deep. I played that. You got to figure 2005. Like I was really young. Like that's a young logger right there, and I played the hell out of franchise mode back then. And in Madden '07, I played the hell out of franchise mode in that game too. I actually bought the strategy guide for that game. I don't know why, but I actually bought the strategy guide, and like I'd take that into the bathroom when I took like a shit, and I'd read that. Like that's how much fun I had with that game. Like I was always trying to like get like the upper hand in that game. And like I used to have so much fun with Madden, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely think that in this day and age, like it's 2015, I definitely think that it could be a lot better. But for the most part, I do enjoy playing it, and I just really went nowhere with like what I was trying to say. But I'm looking forward to the game this year. I was looking forward to Madden 15 when I saw the trailers last year because obviously Madden 25 when I first came out, obviously like I don't want to call it a port, but there wasn't really that much different aside from graphics. Like Madden 15, this is like the first game on the next gen console in the Madden series where you could see like a difference. Maybe it's a small difference, maybe it's a big difference. I guess it really depends on who you ask. Like I could definitely see a difference, but wow, we're already in round 30. That is crazy. There's only like 24 rounds to go. That is insane. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Madden this year. Then we move on to NHL. Now, this is the series that I have the actually, hold on. Let me talk about NBA first, because I'm gonna get this out of the way in like a minute. It looks like incredible, right? Like what are they saying? Be the story or something? Like it looks incredible this year. Like I'm really looking forward to like playing this my career because I really suck at like the 5-on-5 as good as I think I am. Like I always suck. Like I'm that like guy that chucks up a three like with everyone, and I know I shouldn't. Like sometimes I actually try to play like okay, let me try to get this. Like let me try to pass it to this guy who's down low in the post. But like most of the time, like I always try to hit a three, and then like when I miss 10 straight threes, I'm like, oh my god, this game sucks. When really like it's me that sucks. But yeah, I really enjoy playing the My Career, and it looks really good this year. I'm really excited for that. I think it's definitely going to be one of the better games of the year. It might be the best sports game of the year. I don't know, because obviously when it comes to sports games, there's three main like Madden. That's not in it. NHL's not in it. It's always between MLB The Show, NBA 2K, and FIFA. Now I've never played FIFA, but I know people that have, and I've seen people that have played FIFA. Obviously, I can tell why it's a very popular video game. I was never a really big soccer fan, but seeing like FIFA, like it's obviously that's definitely like a very very good, realistic, detailed game. At least from what I can tell. Obviously, I mean, as I just said, I'm not really that big of a soccer fan, and I've never. The last FIFA game I played was FIFA, like that World Cup FIFA game from 2010. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's actually not good, but I think it's from what I can tell, it seems like a really solid game. Like those are the three. Like, is NBA 2K gonna top that? I'd like to think so, but I don't know. Like, I think it's gonna be a really really good game. It seems like it. They're bringing some stuff back. It's looking good. But so with NBA 2K out of the way, now we're gonna talk about NHL, and maybe I'll. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and maybe we'll go back to 2K in a little bit because I didn't really say too much. Like I didn't really go into detail, but like the main point was that it's definitely going to be like really really good, like it is every year. That series is just getting better every year, aside from online. But that's neither here nor there for right now. I mean, for me, that's not that big of a problem because I usually don't like play online that much. Like I visited the park a few times here and there, but online that's not really that big of an issue for me. But let's move on to NHL. This is the series like that can go either way, right? So NHL 15 on next gen sucked, right? Like it's you can say that's acceptable to say. Like it sucked, and it's like I don't want to say that I knew it was like the graphics are good, right? Like every game on like these new next gen consoles, or I guess you can really say it's current gen now. I mean, but on the PS4 and Xbox One, obviously the graphics are going to be good. Like at this point, like the graphics are going to be really really good. Like are they going to get better? I think eventually you're going to see like a bit of a difference, but. The graphics are really, really good. They were good. They were really good in NHL 15. Like, it was really crazy. But aside from the graphics, like the game, like, when I said like I never really had like a problem with Madden, like a lot of other people had, like, that's the antithesis of me, like for like NHL 15, like this year. Like, I didn't like. I'm trying to think. Like, I had a lot of fun with NHL 13. Like, a lot of people say like the best NHL games were like back in the like around NHL 10, like around there. Like that's kind of like when the really good NHL games are out. But my favorite was NHL 13. That's because I never played NHL 10. My favorite was NHL 13. But well, and actually, let me backtrack. My favorite hockey game. I'd have to say maybe it was NHL 2K10 just because like you could like drive the Zamboni around. That was awesome. Like seriously, if like EA Sports put that in the game, that's the main selling point. Like you can drive the Zamboni around. That's the main selling point right there. You don't have to put nothing else in the game. Just let me drive the Zamboni around and we'll be all set. But back on topic. Yeah, NHL 15 it was not good at all. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement. And I think the devs have said like when we're going over from like like a PS3, Xbox 360 to a PS4, Xbox One, we're gonna have to take a lot of things out. This is basically a new console. Like I believe I've read somewhere they said like, oh well, people like always compared it to like they compared like NHL 14 on the PS3 to NHL 15 on the PS4 or what have you. Like people need to realize like that was like a decade of work like on a PS2, like or not the PS2, the PS3, right? They said they had to realize that was like almost a decade. Like what was it? I guess it was 8 years, right? And they said that was 8 years of work. We had to start all over from scratch on the PS4. So obviously, looking at it from that context, NHL 16 will be miles better than NHL 15. That doesn't mean, however, that it's going to be a good game. Like, it would be pretty difficult to be worse than NHL 15. You'd really have to have screwed something up. But, you know, NHL 16, it'll definitely be better than NHL 15, but I mean, that's really not saying much. Like it from what I've seen in the gameplay trailers and you know NHL, they always go for like a cinematic, right? They always try to make the game look really really good. Like they never really showcase like actual gameplay until like really really late, from what I can tell. But I don't know. Like I want the game to be good. Like I really like want the NHL game to be good here. Excuse me. Oh, I've been talking for what 20 minutes. It's crazy. I really want this year's game to be good. Like, I had some fun with this year's game from time to time. Like, I did have some fun, but at the same time, after the first game, I could tell like there is a lot that needs to be worked on for NHL 16. Like a ton. And will they work on it more? Yeah, definitely. I think when you're really going to start to see like true change is next year. Because that's the third year, right? There was NHL 15, NHL 16. I think around NHL 17, that's when you're really going to see like the change, like how good the game can really be. Like this year's game, I think it'll be okay, right? I think it'll be okay. But I think next year's game, I think you're definitely going to start to see like, oh wow, this is really really good. Like I think NBA 2K, like they really had like the smoothest transition out of like, well I don't know. I mean MLB The Show, like they had a pretty smooth transition from the PS3 to the PS4. So I think The Show and 2K, they definitely had the smoothest transitions. I mean Madden, it was all right, and NHL was definitely not very smooth. They had to really strip the game down to the bare essentials, and even the bare essentials, it was not very good. But I think in 2017, you're definitely going to see like how good NHL can be on like this gen console. You're going to see how good Madden can be. It's the only thing NBA 2K really has to focus on is like their online servers. Like if they fix that, like they're golden. And the same thing for MLB. If like they fix online, like they're all set. I mean, obviously, Road to the Show. Like I know, like I've seen some people like calling for like a more not role playing per se, but more towards the lines of like what NBA 2K does with their career mode. And would I like to see that? Sure. I definitely would not mind seeing something like that. But at the same time, I have a lot of fun regardless on MLB The Show. I've never really had like a long career, right? But like I've always had fun with it. So if they did add like that aspect where like you make sure, and NHL tried to do that too. You remember they tried to do that Live the Life. I was actually looking forward to that, but once I saw it like in YouTube videos, I was like, that's it, really? Like, cause they were hyping it up too. Like, and I didn't think it was gonna compete with like the NBA 2K stories, but like it wasn't even like close. Like it was like in a different universe. Because they hyped it up. They really tried to hype it up, and I saw it and I was like, I mean, I guess that's cool, but that's really not what I was expecting. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Like sometimes there's a point where I just have to like pause and think about what I want to say next. But Oh, yeah, there's a sports game. I'm thinking about it now because the British Open was just ended yesterday. Yesterday was Monday. Hopefully this video goes up on Tuesday. Well, hopefully it doesn't get like moved to Wednesday, because that'll kind of mess some things up. But yeah, so Tiger Woods, or not Tiger Woods, it's gonna take me a while to get that right. Rory McIlroy, and I don't have a problem with that, by the way. A lot of people were like up in arms, like, "Oh my gosh, why would you do such a thing?" Rory McIlroy, that golfer who's on the cover of PGA Tour 16. I'm like, I was pretty like, I didn't really know what to think. Like back last year, right when they released that trailer of like the guy hit, I forget who the guy was. I want to say it was no, I don't even want to say who it was because I completely forget who. It wasn't McElroy. It wasn't McElroy. I know that, but because I think at that point they didn't have like the cover athlete chosen yet because they were just like in the early development of the game. But last year when I saw he hit the ball and then you see like this beautiful course, and then like you see like the what's it called, Battlefield? Is that what it's called? Is that what that series is called, Battlefield? I think so. You see like the Battlefield shape. I was like, oh, like because like I know they're trying to appeal to everyone. Like they're really trying to appeal to people that like don't like golf like that much. So they're trying to have like the arcade mode, like this nightclub thing I think it's called this year, and they have like the Battlefield map, and like that's cool, I guess, but you still have to appeal to the true golf fans, right? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I wouldn't consider myself the biggest golf fan, but I do enjoy watching like the major events, and like if there's nothing else on, I definitely don't mind like just flipping on and see whatever golf tournaments on that weekend. I mean, I golf too. Like, I have my own set of clubs. I golf from time to time, but like there has to be like a common medium, right? Like, sure, you can appeal to people that like aren't really big fans of the sport but are fans of the game, but at the same time you have to appeal to people that are fans of the sport, that way they buy your game. I mean, what did they have? What did they have? They had like what, like 8 golfers and like 8 or 10 courses or something, and you know they're gonna release like DLC, so you're gonna have to pay an extra $30 to get what you already got, like with like PGA Tour 14. Like, you got all that stuff, and then they added DLC. Like this DLC, like that you know that they're gonna release DLC for PGA Tour 16. That's gonna like you're gonna purchase the game for $60, and then by the time the next game comes out, you're gonna have spent like $50, like at least in DLC to get like all the courses and golfers you should have gotten. Like that was one of the first like drawbacks for me. Like the graphic, like seriously, you can make a game that looks amazing, but when you only have like 8 licensed golfers and 10 licensed courses, or whatever the number was, I know it wasn't that high, and they didn't have the Masters course out, they didn't have Augusta in there. Like, you can make the game look as good as possible. I like the main drawback for me was there was like nothing to do, and now I'm watching like these YouTubers do career modes. I'm like, this sucks. Like there's nothing here. And that's not to say that like I want like an NBA 2K like storyline in like the PJ Tour games, but like I had more like I'm comparing, like, because the last game I played was like what was it? It was PJ Tour 12 the Masters. That was the last one I played. The career mode in that one was like better than it is this year. That shouldn't happen. And I know it happened with NHL, but like, these guys over at EA Sports, they had an extra year to work on this game, right? Because they took 2015 off to work on this game, and the game this year, it's really not good. Like, it looks amazing, don't get me wrong, and I like the commentary. Obviously it's going to get repetitive if you play it a lot, but I think from what I've heard, it's actually pretty solid commentary. But it's just, I was really looking forward to the game too, but like after I've watched reviews, I've watched videos, the game is terrible, at least in my opinion. But it's like I'm already looking forward. Like, I watched one review, and I actually commented, I'm already looking forward, or I'm already looking towards next year. Like, that shouldn't happen. And you see there I drafted G.J. Kinney. That was because he's going to be the guy I cut, because obviously you have a 53-man roster, so the 54th guy on my team, it didn't really matter. But hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to me talk about all that stuff, because now it's time to look over the roster. And so looking over at the quarterbacks, we have Jameis Winston, Sean Mannion, Brett Hundley, and G.J. Kinney, aka the guy we're going to cut week 4 of the preseason. Halfbacks, Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley, TJ Yeldon, and Carlos Williams out of Florida State. Fullback, we have Ben Koyak out of Notre Dame. Wide receivers, Kevin White, Amari Cooper, Devin Funchess, Brashad Perriman, that was the wide receiver I forgot, and Philip Dorsett. Tight ends, we have Jesse James, Michael Pruitt, and Wes Saxton. Left tackle, Donovan Smith out of Penn State, and Ty Sambrailo out of Colorado State. Left guard, Lyle Collins and Laken Tomlinson. Center, Mitch Morse and Andy Gallick. Right guard, Jamon Brown, John Miller. Right tackle, Jeremiah Potasi and Chaz Green. Moving on to the defensive side, Leonard Williams and Eric Armstead at the left end. Pretty nice duo there, Dante Fowler Jr. and Bruce Gaston at right end. Eddie Goldman, Jordan Phillips, this guy's name that I've meant to look up the pronunciation for, and Xavier Williams. Left outside linebacker, you got Ball and Jimmy Gaines, and I run Ball. Middle linebacker, Denzel Perryman, Eric Kendricks, and Trey DePriest. Right outside linebacker, Shane Ray, Shaq Thompson, and Nate Orchard. Cornerbacks, Byron Jones, PJ Williams, there you go, nice. Ifu Efe Olomu, Ja'Cory Shepard, and Lorenzo Doss. I'm really trying to say these all. Lonnie Valentine and Kayshawn Jarrett form your really weak free safety position. Landon Collins and perhaps the best last name of the team, John Loudermilk. Cody Parkey, the one rookie not from this class, I hope. And our punter is Bradley Pinion. So that will be the team. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I know I went all over the place, but it really does mean a lot that you check this out. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here. That way you can check out this series and all my series that are coming out. I'm really looking forward to Madden 16. Hope you guys are too. Got some big plans for that. Be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. And once again, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. And if not tomorrow, then Thursday. Have a wonderful day.